Hey everyone.
Greetings, guys.
Welcome to another episode of Eigenbros. Today, actually, we have kind of a special show. It's literally a State of the Union podcast. And we just go over kind of somewhat what inspired the podcast a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then where we hope to take the show after 1 year of doing it, basically.
Yeah, so this is kind of a less sciencey podcast and more of just like a touching base podcast for the end of the year here coming up.
Yeah, so for you, it's pretty much a show for the fans, or an episode for the fans, just for you folks that are invested in the show and enjoy our content. And hopefully, if we had more fans down the road or more subscribers and stuff, we can kind of give you a longer vision of what we would like to do.
Yeah.
And some of it is jokes, but honestly, jokes are kind of half truths. So no, I'm to be 100% serious, like a lot of the stuff I would 100%, there's stuff that I'm like, I would 100% do.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll give you a snippet of one of them just so you can keep listening, which was jumping out of a plane, doing a podcast.
So mid-air podcast.
Mid-air podcast, and then of course
I said
parachute.
I'm down already. So
yeah. So hey, folks, if you want to hear that, if you want to see that, if you want to hear that,
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Maybe hopefully in a year, we'll have enough people to monetize or whatever
to make that possible.
To make YouTube recognize. So we get one of those YouTube what is it called? YouTube plaques? Or?
YouTube play button.
There you go. See, that would
Andrew
be cool.
Dodson just got one. That's why I know.
Oh, insane.
Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations, Andrew.
Yeah.
So that would be cool. Just if for you fans, thank you so much for supporting us.
We are eternally grateful.
Yeah, we kind of go into all of it. So just
Yes. So
I hope you enjoy it.
Exactly. Just make sure you guys subscribe. Once again, like, share, comment. Check out Eigenbros on Twitter. Check out Eigenbros.com.
Yeah.
Make sure you check out our TikTok, Eigenbros2. Check out the Instagram, Eigenbros. And that is it, guys. We will see you in a bit. All righty, Juan.
Okay. Are we ready?
We are ready.
3, 2, 1, and we're live, folks.
We live, baby.
Doing it live. Welcome to our State of the Union podcast.
Dun dun da dun dun da 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 da.
Where we have basically done this podcast for a whole year now, right?
Oh shit! Is that really?
Probably.
I think you're right.
We started in October,
2018,
around
right?
the fall of last year, October-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't remember that far back.
I remember because I had a test, and I was like, we had a test actually for this. We were taking theoretical dynamics.
Oh, and this was the way to like de-stress ourselves.
Yeah. We're like, let's hang out more, man. Let's have, because we would break into conversation about topics of that week naturally and talk in front of our friends. Joe and Irene, you should go check out their podcast.
Beyond the Physics,
BTP. And we would go on tirades.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. And so
I definitely would.
Yeah. And so we were like, naturally, let's just channel this energy into recorded form and immortalize it forever for the internet. So
yeah, I can't wait to just like I just want to see like my grandkids see me talk about this shit.
Yeah, it would be cool. I like it. I've always liked the idea of, honestly, I've been listening to podcasts since like 2000 and like maybe 2012.
Whoa,
probably 2011.
You're a way early guy,
dude. Yeah, I mean, I got on podcasts early, but
bro.
Yeah.
I was not that early.
I mean, yeah.
For me, it's like 2017 or 2018, probably.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't even that big then. There was just like radio. It was like shows on the internet, but I mean, it was kind of, I don't know. It was just kind of like, oh, cool. But they were shorter form back then.
Okay, like what, 30 minutes?
30 minutes. Yeah.
I see.
I mean, Joe Rogan kind of changed the game a little bit because he would do 2-hour fucking shows with his friends.
Right. That's definitely what influenced me for sure with our podcast style the most.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I was talking to a friend earlier today, and he was like, I don't know, he brought up I made fun of him because he's into like psychedelics. Our friend Ricky, you could go back and listen to the show.
Yeah, I think the episode was even called like psychedelics and spirituality or something.
Yeah, and I was like, "What are you like into Joe Rogan now?" And then he was like, "No, he's like, I've always been a fan." And I was like, I was just telling him that, all the way back in 2012, he would have comedians on and stuff, and that's kind of what I gravitated towards.
Yeah, same.
Just comedians and stuff, and to help me go through the misery of undergraduate school.
Exactly. You gotta laugh somehow.
You gotta laugh somehow. You gotta channel all this pain into something. and yeah, it was. So there was a lot of those guys that are still, that sort of hover around. I guess Rogan's group, Bill Burr. There's, what's his name? Bobby Kelly. I forget his name.
Yeah, Bob Kelly.
Bob Kelly. I forget his.
I've never seen his podcast.
Yeah. He also has. He's like the New York version of like the podcast scene. Like he's kind of like one of the big guys up there.
I know he's kind of a lesser comedian. Like I don't see him that much.
Lesser famous comedian.
Yeah.
He's
and
funny.
He don't promote him as much. He's not. I wouldn't consider him in my podcast like
circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because a lot of the West Coast guys are huge.
Okay.
Yeah. The New York guys are more, they're more about the comedy, and like the West Coast guys are more like Hollywoodish. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense though, because they all can just drive to each other's places and cross promote. That's such a huge benefit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Which we don't have access to, by the way. No, just kidding.
Right.
No, but yeah, this sort of, I've always liked the format of podcasting, and yeah, I was like, it'd be cool if I could sort of see where my thought processes are and record them and see how I've changed.
Yeah.
To go back in time and be like, man, that was, I can't believe I thought that or something. Or
dude, just listening back, I went back to check the Jordan Peterson episode, episode number 2. And it was crazy how different we sounded even then. Like I actually liked that podcast way that I spoke.
Yeah.
That I spoke then better than I do now. I feel like now I can never fucking say anything in a clear way. I'm like, why was I so clear back then? And I was much more like even keeled sounding. I was like, damn, did I devolve?
Coherent? You were more coherent now.
Yeah, I was more coherent back then. It sounded like I wasn't as stuttery and disjointed in my speaking. So actually that was kind of inspiring me today. I was like, if I can just focus on being more clear. I'm going to try to be clear this episode.
I feel like I have that whenever I'm reading a lot. My internal voice is magnified.
Maybe that's why. Maybe I've not been reading. What?
Like you probably read.
I did. I was doing physics more actively though, so my mind was more.
Your internal voice has to be louder and more coherent, I guess.
Perhaps that's true. I was more organized when I was doing physics classes. Like my thoughts were more. They just felt better trained. Than they do now.
Yeah, because I can tell you. I mean, when I'm in classes, I feel a little bit more like you're saying. At the end of the day, for me, it's more about just how strong your inner voice is, I guess.
Interesting.
And for me, reading does that the most. Like if I read a book, then the gears move a lot smoother.
I see. Maybe I need to do that. I think you're right. I think there's something to that because when I used to read philosophy a lot, I would have a much better vocabulary.
Yeah.
And now I don't have that.
No, when I used to read it a lot, it was the same. Just I would form sentences like they were written in my head before I said them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so right. Maybe you just sold me on the reading again.
You're like, you and I probably read more than the average person.
I wouldn't say that. I'm not a reader one.
No, but I'm saying like think about how many things you have to read daily. Like if
you read, count.
You don't think so? You don't think short form things like reading comments and whatnot?
No, that's not what I think of as reading. Okay. I think of that as like junk kind of because people read comments and shit all day, every day.
Yeah.
I think of reading as like if you're actively dedicating a block of time, a significant block of time to digesting a piece of material in some way that, actually requires you to think about those sentences.
Gotcha.
Comments I can kind of just read without even thinking. I can just throw it. It's just throwaway stuff.
Like junk food for reading. Okay, gotcha.
100%. So I don't count that at all.
I see.
And I've been doing a lot of that, which might help explain why I feel like my speaking
your
is
own-
so disjointed now.
Yeah, I think it has to do something with like it's a sort of theory about your inner voice and how that if you strengthen your inner voice, I think it increases your willpower.
Interesting. How does that work?
I have a theory that like if you magnify that aspect of yourself, then you're naturally in your mind you're putting your own interests like at the top. Because like sometimes I can tell you right now, if I listen, there was a period in my life where I used to listen to nothing but podcasts all the time. And
Well, that's what I do now.
And it would like, and sometimes I do that like in the summer when I'm just working in the lab, I'll just, put on an AirPod or something and just like listen to podcasts or something or whatever, just have something in the background, just kind of playing. And, but I used to just listen to podcasts all the time. And I feel like on those times I felt like my inner voice was much less.
Because it's filled with someone else's voice.
Yeah. And you feel like, and I felt like I never really had, how would you say? Damn, I just felt like I never really, but damn, I can't really
Maybe you weren't
articulate
formulating your own opinions as much.
I did have opinions, but I could not state them or anything.
Right.
They would stay within me and it would never come out. So
Interesting, because I guess because you're not actually doing the work to hammer out
yeah,
the opinions that you're forming.
right.
You're just basically just intaking someone else's opinions so they can be scattered because you didn't actually do the work
Yeah.
to actually put the pieces together.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
But I mean, like, that's not taking away from the fact that I do like taking in information.
Yeah.
I'm a person who likes collecting information and then, thinking about it.
Right, but then of course you know how we always talk about with the balance of all things.
Yeah,
you gotta intake and output
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
You can't
Which
just
is-
do a bunch of one or a bunch of the other.
Which is why I finally wanted
Healthfully.
to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why I wanted to be like, I'm consuming and I also now want to create.
Yeah.
So like put that back out there. Filter all that stuff that I've filtered into my mind and then just put it out in the way I see is
Right.
interesting.
Yeah, this was actually really a big thing to me too when we were actually in school, just from the fact that with physics, I felt like a lot of times we were just intaking, constantly just taking in information. But I feel like I was just so useless as a person because I was never actually giving back anything.
Yeah.
I was like, it just felt like, I was, I'm 32 now. And it was like, I just felt like I'm using all of my life energy to just intake information. It's just like, what's the point of intaking information and never actually doing anything?
Yes.
So it was just really wearing on me in that sense that I just wanted to actually put something out there. I was so sick of just taking in information. I feel like now is the time where
I'm ready to actually start acting in the world.
and I kind of think that's a problem universally with a lot of like millennial people. It just feels like the barriers of entry of everything is so high now. We all are kind of feeling like, what's our purpose?
Yeah.
Are we going to actually start doing something in this world? Are we going to actually have a place in this world? Or are all the boomers just going to take everything and just keep it all forever? It really feels that way to me. And I think that's kind of like the zeitgeist of our nation right now in a lot of ways.
In a lot of I was talking to this with like a friend of the show, Ricky, I was just telling him.
Yeah.
I spoke to him today and I was telling him this exact thing. I was like, it's our generation, I feel like uniquely has to adapt to the boomer economy because I hate to be sort of ageist and reductionist and like making it about,
but we can generalize.
about them, but let me generalize. Okay, folks. Thank you.
There's cool boomers like Eric Weinstein out there.
Yeah. But they've structured the economy in a way that favors them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Social Security is for them. It's not for us. Like we're probably never going to see a dime of that, and we're still paying into it. So anyway, it's just things that they've catered the economy in a way that favors them, and you can say it's because of greed or whatever that they do. It doesn't matter to me what the motivations are.
And I don't think it is because of greed. I just think you should. The quote goes, "Never attribute to malice what can easily be attributed to stupidity." So I think I don't think it's really a malicious thing. I think they're just,
I would agree with you. Yeah, I think it's a lot less. It's a lot less as of a good and evil thing. It's more of them just like, well, we're having a fun time. We're having a good time.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't blame them, because I think if the shoe was on the other foot, we would do the same.
Right.
And that's what we're talking about now for a lot of us that are now being of voting age and making enough or becoming such an important part of the population that's voting. We want things that we don't have access to, or that we can't afford because we're priced out, because boomers have control of the economy in a sense.
Right.
And they can afford these fancy things, but we can't, because now our whole economy is structured around gigs and very low tier jobs, because sorry, but a lot of the older people, more experienced people, they're still holding on to those jobs. And,
right.
And yeah, but I mean, that just means that our generation has to find its place through, like you're saying, like for you, entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
And even for me, I'm like, dude, I know, like I tell Terence this all the time. I'm like, I'd want to be an entrepreneur. The thing is, like, it's hard to get capital. It's hard to accumulate money at first. And that's really the main thing for a lot of us. Right. Right.
I think that's really a good point, Juan, because I think a lot of people, I think our generation is the entrepreneur generation, but it is very daunting to try to go into something with no money, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just because there's no guarantees, right? With entrepreneurship, the only thing that kind of gives me hope is the fact that I just feel like, what's the worst that could really happen? Let's say if I busted, over couple years or something, I got no money, nothing pans out, I'm still alive at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're smart enough, you can always find a way to bounce back and make money somehow,
Yeah. Like,
as long as you're moving and you're doing things in some productive way.
Yeah.
I think something good is going to come about.
Yeah. Like for me, my end goal is at 55, I become an actor.
I could see that, actually.
That'd be cool, man. If there was something I could do, entertainment would be fun.
Yeah, minus the fame, though. That's the only thing.
Minus the fame.
Yeah, one thing about this podcast that has me a little bit, I don't think we're going to be famous, but we are going to be recognizable, at least some level. Who knows? We might be more recognizable in the future, but I think fame is kind of annoying a little bit. Because you kind of lose that ability to be anonymous, and I really like to be anonymous. Sometimes I don't like to always be known. Yeah, just because it takes away a part of humanity that you just it's a part of humanity you can't get back, right? Like Lady Gaga will never be not recognized. Unless maybe it's like far in the future where she's kind of forgotten, but even at some level, people are going to still recognize her.
Yeah.
Once you're out there, you can't undo it.
And then I see this all the time too, funny enough. Like, there are actors who like go back into civilian life, and then they get like, man, people start roasting you because you're just like, oh, look, he's washed up and stuff. And it's like, no, he's just.
We saw that with the guy from the Cosby Show who was a grocer.
A grocer. Yeah, he was like a bagger or something.
Right.
But I'm like, he's living his life. Who cares? Let him live his life.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. It's like your privacy's. That is one thing that concerned me about starting this adventure, about the privacy aspect. But I'm not really concerned with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new frontier, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of interesting, I think. And there's a lot of cool things that could come from that potentially. So I think it's fun, man. You just got to live life.
Yeah.
Just don't second guess your shit. Just do it and fuck it,
Yeah. I've met a lot of people through teaching that I guess maybe hopefully you folks that are listening, if you start a company or something, don't forget about us. You know what I'm saying? If we come knocking at your door. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, like, no, I have that. I've had students that have said like, you're like, you're a great instructor, I'm pretty sure you got this all the time too. You're just like,
Yeah, people liked my instructing.
Yeah. People thought you were great, cool, approachable, whatever. And yeah, I've even had people that are like, if you ever want a job, bro, just let me know. And I'm just like, cool, thank you, but I'm going to try to finish this and, you know.
Suffer through hell.
Yeah. I'm a sadist?
Masochist. It's when you like pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's my theory is
physicists are all semi-masochistic
No.
at some
I
level.
think the whole academic structure is is
but anyway, I think we've talked about
run
that.
by sadists, funded by masochists, folks.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a fucking
So
it's a house of pain or something.
They love it.
Yeah, it's fuck it, man. You got to be a little crazy to go through this, right? You really do got to be a little bit crazy.
Yeah,
I think you do.
But yeah, part of the reasons of all this coming together was just that, man, I just finally wanted to create something. I finally wanted to put something out there that, like you're saying, we spent a lot of, especially you and I, we were pretty much career students.
Definitely,
we spent
man.
a lot of our lives, our 20s, some of the best years of your life, your youth, with your head in the books. And that was like one big regret that I was like always kind of like, man, I wanted to do something. I want to finally put stuff out there, man.
Yeah.
So, but it feels good. It feels good to like have people that listen to the show and care about listening to us.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for sure for doing that.
Ladies and gents.
You know, this would not be possible if you guys were not listening. And, you know,
and sharing and commenting and stuff. That I love it.
Keep up the good work.
I love it. I wish I could comment on my personal profile, but again, privacy issues.
You get doxxed.
Maybe if you're cool enough, I'd let you follow me on Instagram. Yeah, and be like, yeah, what's up?
They probably could find you.
No, they can't.
Your face isn't on there?
I can't. No, yeah. My face is, but I'm not findable. My face.
I'm hard to find. He's confident.
I'm hard to find.
Okay.
Maybe you can find me. Probably.
He's got some
actually,
fake name.
if you find me, if you actually can find my Instagram, I will just let you follow me because that's incredible. It's incredible that you did that.
So you really tried to put some routes in there to try to make it difficult, huh?
I mean, it's not on purpose. It's just like it's going to be hard to find me.
Okay. All right.
It's going to be hard to find me. Because even the people that do know me can't find me.
Okay.
So
you got a picture of Joe Rogan on your profile.
No. It's me. It's me. You can definitely tell it's me.
Okay.
But anyway, that challenge is.
I don't even have an Instagram.
I know. I made a post about you, and I was like, I can't even tag this guy.
Yeah. The only reason I have an Instagram is for Eigenbros.
Yeah.
That's the only Instagram I've ever used.
But yeah. Anyway, so this being a State of the Union, since we're a year in, you know, we have approximately about was our listener our subscriber count 400?
I think we're sitting at 470-ish.
470-ish. We're about to crack the 500.
Yeah,
folks, because of you.
We need to put some applause in there.
Yeah, we'll do kids screaming and joy and shit. But yeah, that's. I didn't even think we would crack 100. To be honest,
really?
With you. Yeah, I was like, this is so niche. This is so like, this is just us. I mean, I do this because you're my friend and I like talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have interesting conversations.
Yep.
And just the fact that we record it is like, I'm like,
icing
sure.
on the cake. I know.
I guess it's like, yeah, I'm just like, yeah, sure, man. I literally told him, I'm like, I only care about doing audio, dude. And he's the one who's like, no, we need to have a video element.
Yeah.
And so you can thank him for that.
Just because that's how I like to watch podcasts. I'm like, when I watch any podcast, it's got to be audio. I mean, I think video's cool and whatnot, but I just think like audio gives it that next step up.
You mean the opposite? Video?
Oh yeah, video. Yeah, audio's cool, but video gives it that next level.
Yeah.
So,
well, one idea I kind of wanted to step it up. So like, Terence and I, we have pretty similar interests, but I think what we both like the most is, I think the comedy aspect. We listen to a lot of comedians, and we like to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I was kind of going to propose was maybe you guys would appreciate this. I don't know, making the show a little bit funnier.
Us trying to make it funnier?
No, not us. We bring in a funny person.
Oh, who?
Just maybe somebody maybe have like go to like an open mic and see if there's somebody funny.
Oh,
and be like, hey, you want to come
What you
on
mean,
our show?
permanently?
No.
Okay.
Just like, you know, bring in people that we might think is funny.
Okay, yeah.
Just
That might
like,
be
hey,
good. That's a good idea.
Hey, come riff on our show about our like topic or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I've actually thought about that in some sense, you know, going down to like open mics and whatnot.
Scouting talent.
Yeah, just seeing what's out there.
I was even thinking of going to open mics myself.
Yeah.
Just so I could practice to make the show more funny. Because, you know, we're amateur. We cannot consider ourselves really funny people, right?
No.
Especially when you've got people like, you know, the comedians that we watch out there. I just thought even if we did any kind of amateur comedy at some level, we could improve our skills to make it somewhat funnier.
Make our craft more entertaining.
Yeah.
That is one thing I strive for, at least, making the show entertaining.
A little more chuckle.
Yeah, it's just no, but for me it's like more entertaining. Like if it keeps you hooked in listening for an hour and just, you know, you can talk about laughs per minute, but this isn't even a comedy show.
No.
It's just us talking about some typically science topics.
Yeah.
Mostly around physics, but yeah, it's I mean, just but I would like to have more laughs if possible.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
As long as it's not try-hardy.
Nah,
I always worry about being forced, so I rather it come organically. But I think that's why I think if we do like if we did like open mics or something and just practice some comedy, we would do it naturally then.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. I might do it. I might just do it if we force ourselves to.
I might have to start looking into it now. I'll see what's going on. I'll see like Juan come out here one day.
But I do want to do that. I do want to like scout maybe even funny people and just bring them into the show and to just riff on topics that we're talking about. And like I'm sort of drawing inspiration from another physics or science podcast, which is the Brian Cox. I think it's called The Infinite Monkey Cage or something like that.
I have only listened to it like once, so I don't really know much about it.
Well, the thing is, it's a British comedy show. It's Brian Cox. He's sort of the rational person on the thing. He's funny too. He interjects when he has something funny to say.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a professional comedian
that's
there
smart move.
riffing with him, and he brings the funny. And then typically they bring like two other people, one other person who's a professional on the topic.
So that's why Brian Cox's. We did a podcast on Brian Cox and Joe Rogan one time. That's still our highest rated audio podcast.
There you go, folks.
Probably because all these people accidentally typing in Brian Cox and then landing on our podcast.
Yeah. The British love their humor, man. The British love comedy, man. They're big fans.
We get a lot of English listeners, actually.
There you go.
Audio wise.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
So shout out to you guys.
Yeah. If you're a Brian Cox fan, just let us know. Just say, yeah, actually, you know, I found you guys because I don't know, I was watching Brian Cox's video on Joe Rogan and you guys came up or something.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm trying to say is, I draw kind of inspiration from that. And then I also draw inspiration from this podcast called We Have Concerns, and it was a science e podcast. It no longer exists. But there's like these two there's sort of they're not, one of them's an actor, the other one's a sort of like internet personality guy, and they would just riff on like a science topic of the day.
Okay.
And it like just they would just ad lib. They would just how would you say, improv and just make jokes about this particular article or something. And I thought it was hilarious. Like, it was great.
Never heard of that one.
There's a reason why it ended.
Oh, okay.
It just it was hit or miss for a lot of episodes, but still, the episodes that were, they have some of the best. They had some episodes that were some of the best podcast segments that I'd heard for a while, and yeah, I really like that they brought that element in, and I kind of draw inspiration from that too. Do you have any podcasts that maybe you draw inspiration from, at least for the show?
Well,
like you're saying, the biggest one is probably Joe Rogan, right?
Joe Rogan's huge,
but I watch pretty much all the comedians, man. Like the one I probably really love a lot is H3 podcast. So like that's like my main podcast. I will not miss that one.
So I watched the whole episode pretty much.
But what do you like about what H3 does that you feel like inspires the show?
That's a good question, man. I just like how natural they flow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because the host is Ethan Klein, and he has his wife on there, Ela Klein, and he's got some of his crew in the back who actively participate. And I think I just like the flow, man, because it's like nothing is ever forced, but it's organized. So Ethan, I think, has like the perfect level of organization because it's not super organized, and he's still kind of goofy, and he makes it seem more unorganized than it actually is. And I just like that flow, and I think that it suits our temperaments very well, just because we're not the most organized, even though we might. I don't know if we come across that way or not, but
I think we come across scatterbrained.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's just because I like that flow state. And then it's really good production value, and it's just really it's a very lighthearted show. They're not trying to be too serious, even when they talk about serious things. Mm-hmm. And it's my go-to number one podcast.
There is something to say about that skill. Yeah. It's a skill, by the way.
It is
being able to flow with the conversation, and I'll take the craft of someone, not being linear and following notes and all that, and just going with the flow, finding an in and going that way, and just trying to lead it to a natural place.
Right.
That takes a lot of skill, and I really appreciate people like Ethan who do stuff like that. And I used to listen to a lot of morning radio as a kid.
Did you really?
Because I used to ride the bus.
Like NPR and shit?
The NPR, you name it. I mean, just a lot of like comedy shock jock radio shit sometimes.
Oh, like Opie and Anthony?
Well, I never got that kind of.
Like
I
Howard
didn't get
Stern,
like serious, but yeah, I used to get clips of like Howard Stern on the channel that I used to listen to. It was like it was city radio basically. It was public radio.
What age were you?
I was like early teenager, probably 11.
Okay, 11, I wasn't that sophisticated
11 through 14.
I wasn't listening to any of that stuff. I didn't get it.
Well, it's because I had a long commute, and so like it would be an hour of just morning radio, and there would be people who would just do the show, and they would just make jokes and crack jokes and whatnot, and it was entertaining. And like you were saying, they went with the flow. If they were good radio show hosts, there was a skill there.
Right. They knew how to like capitalize on the opportunity at hand.
Yes.
They wouldn't just like go from plan A to plan B to plan C to plan D.
Yeah.
And I really like that. It's like a nice middle ground you got to achieve.
Yeah.
You want to be planned enough to where the show is not completely just off the rails.
Yeah.
But you also want to leave air, leave space for when you can kind of take things in a direction wherever the show tends to go.
Yeah, if this show was to ever get more professional, it would really just be getting a producer.
Yeah.
Who just has who produces the show and says, "Hey guys, you guys should talk about this."
Yeah.
We can always up our organization game for sure. But we have to think about how to do it, because we did one podcast before with too much organization.
Very
I thought
rigid.
it was too much reading and looking at a PowerPoint kind of thing.
We were trying to follow a script almost.
Yeah.
And it's tricky.
Yeah, I think we have a better balance now. Although I think we could still do a little more. Because right now, as we currently do it, just to let the audience in on it, is we'll just do bullet points of topics.
Yes.
And it's literally just says one sentence, and then. We'll
and
do
it's
research on it.
It's 4 sentences.
Yeah, total. And then we'll do research on those topics, and then we'll say, okay, hopefully I can regurgitate all the things that I've studied.
Yeah. And the conversation just happens to naturally end in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, naturally.
Almost. Well, I mean, yeah.
It kind of does, though.
It kind of does. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, we're so scatterbrained that, our thought process is, one thing gets you thinking about another thing, and then
and that's I know our sweet spot kind of. I know for us 4 or 5 topics is good enough to where we're going to fill an hour's worth of time.
Yeah.
So that's why I try not to put too much more or too little.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of, I guess those are kind of our podcast inspirations that we try to bring in. At least for me, the entertainment factor of it.
Yeah.
And if you like that idea of us bringing in maybe, or maybe even this, comedians, and what we've done so far is not necessarily bringing in funny people, but maybe we should bring in more people that are experts in a particular thing. Right?
Yes, you're right. I think we can do that more organically. I'd like to not get too much like Rogan, because that's essentially what Rogan does.
Yeah.
If we're
going to
do
a lot of podcasts do.
Yeah. If we're going to do that, I'd say we should do it. I guess we could do it because it would be local to shit. Mark that.
Here we go, folks. You heard it here. No, I'll say 35 minutes.
35 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It'll be local to our area.
Yeah. It'll be local to our area, but I mean, it's yeah, I mean, no, but I what I'm saying is I want to bring in people that are experts in their field, like more of like, we already kind of do that, like bringing students and stuff that are study a particular thing. Or
I like it with students a lot.
Yeah, me
because,
too.
It's like
you get the perspective of someone that's
it's a new perspective.
Yeah.
It's a new perspective that's not really done. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I like. But we could keep doing that. We could do more of that if you all enjoy that. And even people that, if you're a hardcore listener and you have certain ideas about, I think we've had a couple listeners that give us show topics.
They do. We've done like at least 3 or 4 shows based on listener topics. So yeah, we definitely keep them coming, guys. We're reading.
Those are fun too. I like those.
I love the topics. Some people have brought up some real good ones to our attention.
Yeah, I love that because it's I love learning something new, and then like just being able to get a fresh take on it is always interesting.
Right.
So I mean, just we would love more of those, and hopefully for the next year we bring in a couple more of those things. And one thing that does worry me about this show is the production of the show is kind of, we're still at the ground level.
I think production doesn't matter that much, though. I think, to be honest, people are not going to be too hung up on our quality, our video quality.
Yeah.
I think the thing that
or the audio quality, because we do fumble around. We don't have mic stands like some professionals do.
Right. That could be cleaned up. I've heard some complaints about the mics, but not too bad. But I think really the thing that we need to hash out is just our organization and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The organization, the topics, the stuff that we can improve personally, I think is going to make the show better.
Gotcha. All right.
The quality ain't too, it's fine.
No, I think
fine
it's okay.
enough. Yeah.
It's okay.
We're shooting 1080p. You're fine.
If I could do the show anywhere, it would be, maybe in a year, halfway through the year, we might have our own little studio thing. Yeah.
How's that?
Because I'm moving in with Terence.
Oh, shit. He sealed the deal now. Stamp the gavel.
Pretty much moving in with Terence.
There you go.
You heard it here, folks.
If that happens, we'll definitely do it.
Yeah,
for sure.
We'll probably have like a dedicated studio room in a way. With the good lighting, everything, and just.
But let's just say, hopefully, for now,
because that's so far away in the future. We gotta
don't get anybody's hopes up.
He might lose the house.
Times are tough out here, guys. We still aren't monetized.
It's no, but yeah, I hopefully we'll have like a dedicated space to do the show, because right now it's run out of my bedroom, folks.
Right.
I'm letting you in a little bit into my life here, and just hopefully we'll have a dedicated space soon,
and a half a year's a long time. So if I can figure out a lot of things, which I think I can, I think we'll be in a good position by that point.
Yeah, which means in about 20 more episodes, we should have a studio.
There you go.
24 more episodes, maybe.
Yeah.
If we're continuously consistent, which we need to be.
Which we will be.
Yeah.
I think we've been okay. Right?
We have.
I mean, we started off
much better lately.
Yeah.
In the past, we were a little bit more. We were in school doing things a little bit.
Yeah.
The school was rougher at that point, so we were in some.
We
not
would
as
be
good
bi-weekly.
spots.
It would sometimes we did bi-weekly shows.
Yeah.
I remember one time we did a show once in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good.
We're trying to keep it every week now. And I think we've been that way so far.
But yeah, I guess what else? I'm not sure what you do in a State of the Union.
Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe we can talk about the future trajectory.
I guess we kind of already talked about that a little bit, but
talk about a budget.
The budget,
the budget of zero.
Budget. We got to talk about our budget. The taxes.
I guess I never really plug the Patreon, so we do actually have a Patreon, guys. So if you look it up, it's just Eigenbros, like everything, pretty much all our social media handles. So if you do want to donate, you could be the first. We have 0 Patreon subscribers so far. So
yeah, you know what? We should have a Patreon of 50 cents a month.
I was thinking $1, but maybe 50 cents.
50 cents would be funny.
Yeah, $1 would even be great. Like $1 a month would be insane.
$1 a month would be it would be cool.
Yeah,
but I don't expect, if our audience is graduate students and undergrads.
Yeah,
I'm just like 50 cents might be your actual price range.
Right.
Spare some change for
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys love us, if you really love us, then definitely check out that Patreon.
If your parents are paying your tuition, sign up for the $1.
Don't buy books. Just go on Libgen and then give us that book money.
The book savings, bring it our way, folks.
Yeah. Or actually, don't even give us the book money. Just give us $1 out of that book
actually,
money.
if you do put that money back into the show, if you're a fan, you can expect. Actually, the number one upgrade would be probably video. We'd probably get I think.
Well, the thing is, if we upgraded the video, we would just have to go to 4K. Because literally that's the only step. Because we're already at 1080p, right?
Yeah. But cameras that can capture in low light and stuff. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I would love to do a podcast where it's kind of like in a bunker or something.
Are you trying to go nuclear, huh, Juan?
Live and
trying to go shoot in Chernobyl?
I don't know why.
That would be cool.
It would be cool to just have or maybe in a warehouse or something.
That would be cool. Change the location.
Yeah, just do it somewhere kind of cool and weird.
We do need a mobile podcast setup. We need to do our mobile. We need to figure out our mobile situation.
Yes.
Because that'd be a lot more interesting. I'm sure people are tired of seeing this fucking stupid ass screen behind me and
then seeing the
computer behind you in the window.
I mean, you know what I would love? I would love to do it on a rooftop. Ever seen that? You ever seen a podcast on a roof, guys? Come on.
Do a little astronomy at the same time?
Yeah.
There you go.
Please give us $1 if you fuck with the vision, as the kids say.
Yeah, we will use the money wisely. Trust.
Oh, believe me, we're very creative people, so we'll figure something cool out.
Right.
Oh, how about this? A podcast. Would you ever try to? I would do it for the joke, but I would get a table. And then you and I both strapped to the table with parachutes. Okay. And then somebody pushes the it's a table on a cart and then pushes it out. And then we just do a podcast for however long it takes to.
Out of a plane?
Yeah.
For
the clicks, bro.
He's going hard, man.
Imagine how many views that would get,
I would definitely do that. And that actually sounds really cool. But I might die.
That would be that would be easily 10 million views in a day.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But I don't even know how we would speak. The headphones would be blown off, and
hey, folks, welcome to another episode.
That would be iconic, though.
Hell yeah,
that's a great idea.
I know. Look, folks, I'm an idea guy. I'm just gonna put stuff out there. You make it a reality with the money, and
we would have to figure out some really clever shit. We have to wear astronaut helmets or something to give ourselves better speaking.
It'd be like the Red Bull guy. Do you remember when that happened?
He jumped from space, basically.
It's basically the stratosphere or something, or toposphere or something. I don't know. Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, that was cool.
Red Bull got an insane amount of publicity for that.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, got me watching, so.
Same. So there you go, Juan.
We got to do
Brilliant idea.
Red Bull.
But you gotta have money to make things happen.
Maybe we could get sponsored by Red Bull, dude.
Well, I'm gonna start. That's one thing I guess we could kind of tell the audience. I'm gonna start looking more into trying to get us some monetization. Hopefully, not affecting any of you guys in a way where it's gonna be annoying. Mm-hmm. I don't want to put 1,000 ads into the video and then you guys have to just say fuck this.
Yeah, we don't want y'all to hear another. What is it called? What are those common ones?
Dude, I don't know. I don't pay attention to
it. It used to be stamps.com and it used to be, what was the other one?
I used to get Ty Lopez.
Oh God! No, I'm saying in podcasts.
I love Ty Lopez.
As someone who listens to podcasts, you always get these certain types of podcast ads.
Well, you get the ones that they promote on the podcast.
Yeah,
I don't find those bad because they put up the banner, so I know exactly when to fast forward through them.
Well, for me, listening, it's a lot trickier.
That's true.
But yeah, I skip it anyway. So
yeah,
unless you make a funny bit out of it, then it's pretty interesting.
Right. And I could see us doing something where we read an ad.
Yeah.
That, because to me, you can avoid those.
Yeah. Let's do. I'm not opposed to doing local business ads.
Yeah, we could do that.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Very
but then
niche.
we would start probably having to dox ourselves.
Go to Will's Car Emporium or something.
That I've thought of that, but we would be entering doxing territory, so you'd have to be comfortable with that.
I was kidding, but that would be amazing if you actually got a local sponsor.
We probably could. I could probably figure something out.
People know we live in Florida, so I would say, let's say Zaxby's becomes an official sponsor.
Shit, I wish. They'll be like, how many listeners do you have?
Yeah, I'm like, that's at least 500 Zax sauces. Bring in the truck, please.
25 cents a piece. For those of us out here who don't know Zaxby's, it's basically just a chicken place.
Yeah,
a fried chicken place.
Very
good
in
though.
Florida.
Very good.
I've only encountered in Florida, so
they're in the southeast and I think East Coast in general.
Yeah, it's for anybody else anywhere else in the country, especially for for you Central not. I was just gonna say Central Americans.
I mean, you're technically correct.
Yeah.
But
for the
Central U.S.
Central U.S.
Yeah.
Jesus. This is basically Florida's Raising Cane's. If you've ever had Raising Cane's before.
And Raising Cane's is much better.
Oh hell yeah, it is. Those chickens were raised on like a really good farm, and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got me on that.
Yeah, I told
that
you.
wave.
It's good
because
stuff.
I never heard of it until we went and traveled.
Yeah, but
to Louisiana, I think it was.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I mean, getting sponsorships would be cool. That's how the show is doing well.
Yeah.
If you folks, by this point, if
we start reading ads,
if you're still with us and we're reading ads, you best believe I'm buying new pants. These are torn.
No more holes.
No more holes in my pants.
Dude, I just stopped wearing my holy shoes
because I ripped my laces, so I got to get new laces.
See, yeah, we're poor grad students, folks.
Yep.
You gotta support us. No, but
they are too. So
yeah, they are
probably.
too. So we get it. So we can probably do. I think it'd be funny if we did like 25-cent tier Patreon.
Dude, I'll try it. Whatever the lowest I can go, I'll try it.
For 1 penny a day,
you can save an Eigenbro.
Yeah, you can feed an Eigenbro
for a day, for a minute.
You could feed an Eigenbro 2 calories. Man, yeah. So anyway, if we had an unlimited budget, like we were saying, some of the ideas are going to be insane.
What's some other things you would do with an unlimited budget?
Any
other ideas?
Oh hell yeah, dude! I got plenty.
Okay, yeah.
Let's throw another one out there.
I would get a green screen.
Well, you got a green screen.
I do. That's my phone. I would get a green screen, but shit, a bigger green screen. Damn it, Google. Bigger green screen that we could put ourselves anywhere we want in the world. It'd be funny.
Okay.
It was just more to add to the entertainment value. Yeah. Probably get a producer of the show who's more in line with the same vision we have.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Someone to just tighten up all the social media and stuff.
Yeah.
Because social media is a bitch, man.
Yeah.
Very annoying.
Tough.
Well, it's cool, but it's a lot of work. A lot more than you would think.
Yeah, it's a lot more of a full-time gig than some people think.
Yeah, for sure.
For outreach. But yeah, I would probably do that. And these are serious things, obviously, but like,
right.
Yeah, and then obviously, like up the video quality, probably get like a dedicated like space.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe do other things like branch out into making like interesting video content. Not just podcast form.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it would
that
be
would be
like,
nice.
It would be interviews and talking to interesting people that have interesting ideas that that aren't necessarily like woohoo kind of science people. It's just like legitimately people that want to talk about science and talk about the philosophy of physics or something.
Yeah.
Well, I've also, I guess I can kind of discuss it here now. So I always had the idea of maybe going to professors too. Don't really know exactly yet, but I've always liked the idea of interviewing professors and seeing, what they think, and maybe giving people a glimpse of what professors are actually like,
Yeah.
Not just the rigid, researcher who, always wants you to do homework. So yeah, I was thinking of maybe doing that too. We'll see though. We gotta work that logistically out.
Yeah, like walking, like, or flying out to see certain universities and talking to certain professors.
Right.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I've had the idea of trying to do national labs too.
Yeah,
like if we had some money to travel, I would go to we could go to like national labs.
Yeah,
and actually review the national labs and say what kind of facilities they got.
Yeah,
what kind of jobs they're hiring for and that kind of thing. That would be kind of cool. I think.
Like you and I have played with the idea of maybe doing something like that in the future with regards, like, drawing sort of some inspiration from what's his name, the guy who interviews professors from his department.
Lex Friedman.
Is it Lex Friedman? Is the kid from what is that? It's a UK United Kingdom.
Maybe I'm not.
No, maybe it's not him.
I was thinking of Lex Friedman because he's the guy who's in like LA area. I think he's a student.
No, he might be newer, but the other guy from, I think it's Nottingham University.
I don't know. That must be one of your podcasts.
No, dude, you know who I'm talking about.
Do I?
Six something.
60 Symbols.
60 Symbols.
Yeah. Brady.
Yeah,
thank Brady Haram or something, I think is his name.
I'm not sure.
I follow him on Twitter.
Yeah. I used to love his videos. I don't watch him as much anymore. I don't know. The YouTube algorithm did something to you, dude.
Same. I don't know if they just were producing less content or if my algorithm fucked me up. Because I don't really get recommended those videos anymore. Man. I used to be huge on Numberphile, like all the time. I'd watch their shit.
That too. Yeah, but that would be cool to produce content like that too if I got a chance. At least in the States,
right?
Because I don't think that many other people do that. And the other guy that kind of does something like that is Veritasium. I can't even say
Veritasium.
Veritasium. Thank you.
Veritasium. Why is it so hard for you to say?
I want to say Veritasium. But then I don't know Latin.
It's like Latin is or Spanish is Latin derivative one. You should be able to say that.
I should be able to say that, but I have a hard time saying it. I don't know. Veritasium.
There you go. Gotcha. That was beautiful, right. Elegant.
Yeah, I try. But yeah, he's another guy that I like his content. I've been a fan of his content, and it inspired me to like it would inspire me to like make content like his, because I find some of his videos like really cool and interesting. And even the other guy, what's his name?
He's like,
hey, Vsauce.
Vsauce Michael here.
Vsauce Michael. Yeah.
His videos were always interesting to me, but I never liked his stupid intro. So he lost me on a lot of them just from his Vsauce Michael here. I know it's petty.
Michael,
but he really had some interesting. He had some of the most interesting topics ever on any videos.
Yes.
Yeah. Like he had some of the best ones for sure.
Oh,
easily.
dude, I loved it because he always posed a question that was like, that's so true. Yeah.
And his rabbit holes were so fucking epic sometimes.
Loved it, man. I loved it. I would love to do some stuff like that.
He had a good team though with him too.
Right.
Because they spawned the Vsauce 2, Vsauce 3 and whatnot.
Yeah.
So they really had their shit done, well locked down.
I'm sure he did it himself
to start,
first. Yeah, which is props to him. He that's really cool and interesting, and we're not as creative as you, but
that was like next level.
That's next level
creativity.
Yeah, because I mean, just making a video and editing and cutting the story the way you want it to and presenting it a certain way that takes a lot of time and prep and stuff.
And especially to get those rabbit holes that he hits, like you got to be really mindful of your stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, it's mostly just that would be cool to do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I like his aesthetic though, that I would like to embody with our podcast, of more of a interesting aesthetic than like a silly one, I guess you could say.
Right.
So I like that whole aspect of his thing where it's kind of
It's like a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's kind of a rabbit hole thing.
Yeah.
I think we're good with rabbit holes.
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just need to get them more tight.
It's just sometimes we get stuck in a dead end of a rabbit hole.
Yeah. Or we go so off the fucking beaten trail that we don't remember where we were at.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I would if we got an endless budget, it would probably include some of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. The silly stuff, I would try to break records. Like I was saying, I'm 100% serious. I'm 100% serious about the plane thing.
Oh, I would do it in a heartbeat in an instant.
I would do it. I would probably if I died. If I died, by the way, I would still break records. And you know what? It'd be worth it.
Yeah, you got to go out strong,
because I would take out an insurance policy.
That'd be a little suspicious.
Yeah. He's got to work the system, folks. He's got to know how to do it. How about this? I would love to go with the money that I have. Go work as a Wall Street bank investor with no knowledge whatsoever, and see if I could make money after the end of the month.
You probably could. Well, you're saying if you could research?
No. I literally go up to Wall Street in a suit and be like, "Hey guys, I'm a physicist, and just look at stocks and shit,
and don't have any idea of what anything is,
and try to figure it out."
That would be cool, like a show of like, can you just figure your shit out using your physics knowledge?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Because then I would have the budget to live in New York.
You got
for
some
a month.
ideas, man.
Dude, I do.
You just need some free time.
I need some free time and some money. That's all, dude. Money is really
free time and money.
Money is liberating, dude. I'm telling you right now. If I had the money, I would buy the plane ticket. I wouldn't have to worry about rent.
That's
New
true.
York and,
we could just do it.
Easy.
We could have this all scheduled out too, back to back, day after day.
Easy, man.
Yeah. So if you guys really want to see us pop off, there's your motivation. $1. $1.
This was an ad for our Patreon.
Yeah, this is just 1 hour long ad. They're like, fuck this channel, unsubscribe.
2 views. 2 views on this video.
Right.
No, but yeah. Yeah, but that would, I probably have a couple more in the shoot. Dude, what about you? Do you have any ideas that you think would be cool?
Bro, I don't even know. I was thinking more practical ideas. Just
like what?
Just like you're saying, getting cameras and things.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have to put myself in that space, and I don't want to just sit here.
Unlimited budget space.
Yeah, I'm sure I've got some, but I don't want to just sit here and ruminate. I mean, I guess the one I said already was just like going to national labs.
Yeah.
To bring value to people who are trying to look to see what they could do as a physicist.
Yeah.
So kind of exploring the job that you can actually do, and maybe even interviewing people who work there and see like how they like it and what they do.
Oh, I would love to do. I would love to do an interview at like Bell Labs.
Yeah.
Or like an R&D in some company and just be like, what do you do there as a scientist?
Right. Like, what do you guys get paid to do? Like, what is this about?
Yeah. Yeah. Break the fourth wall
or
a
at
little
CERN
bit.
Or something. Just explore CERN.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be amazing.
But like do it like in long form too.
Yeah.
Where we could cut up to video clips and things, but I want to see it like long form, like walking through the whole facilities, talking to people,
Yeah, and I would get David Attenborough to narrate. The wild physicist.
Or how about Werner Herzog?
What do you mean?
Werner Herzog, the guy that does all the documentaries like Cave of Forgotten Dreams, and he's got that voice, he's got that really cool voice. It's like an Austrian or something voice. He was on The Mandalorian.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I'll probably watch an episode tonight maybe if I'm bored. But
okay.
I have too much to study. But basically, I would get one of those guys. I think I know who you're talking about, but David Attenborough is more prominent for me.
I see. Yeah.
Just he's got the intonation, just these animals, they blah blah blah. I don't know. It's fun. Or Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman's a classic.
Morgan Freeman would be cool to get him to narrate the show.
We could probably get a knockoff Morgan Freeman for pretty cheap though.
Yeah. I would do an impression, but I haven't worked on it.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be real bad.
I'm not gonna do it.
I had to stop myself on that Werner Herzog. I was like, ugh.
I used to do a good David Attenborough, and they used to crack up one of my exes, and it was good. And damn, who else? Who else would I would love to narrate? Who would be a good narrator, but nobody's given a chance to?
Who?
Keanu Reeves. I feel like he would be a good narrator.
Didn't he have a thing in Cyberpunk
The game?
Yeah, the game is coming out. But I think people are going to recognize that he's a pretty good voice actor.
Oh, okay. I didn't even think about that.
He's like, you mean you're telling me I'm the one?
Now I don't know if you're being sarcastic.
Whoa, what if he's
once
like,
upon a time, it was like...
whoa.
I love how Keanu can never escape that surfer dude persona, even though he hasn't done Bill and Ted or anything in ages.
Yeah, I know.
Yet that's always the default for him. We always fall back on that kind of...
It's because we're all making fun of him because of it. But no, he's besides that, but it's just a silly character. That's why. But yeah, it's he'd be cool to get some famous people to voice over.
Indeed.
Anyway,
we're sitting at an hour here, Juan.
Yeah,
maybe
folks,
we should wrap it up.
We should wrap it up because
I'm sure they're tired of listening now.
Yeah. So yeah, folks, there you have it. The State of the Union.
What's the question we should leave off on? You got one?
What's one thing that you would like us to do? Right.
Oh, okay.
What about you? What's the feedback for the show?
Help us improve, guys.
Help
Let us know
improve.
what we should do.
Yeah.
Be brutally honest too, if you like. If you want to roast the fuck out of us.
Oh, please.
We can take it.
We could take it. Yeah, trust me. Like what you'll say is not going to hurt me.
We're just gonna be like that Key and Peele sketch where the guy's got burns. He roasts the guy with the burns. He's like, I thought I could take it, but I couldn't.
No, I mean, yeah, you can say whatever you want. We're ugly, Look, I've heard it all before, folks. So just this is just for the show. Like, if you could say something that maybe is constructive or maybe something that you look forward to, something that I said would be funny or something that we said would be interesting. That'd be cool. Or maybe like the minimum that you think you would ever contribute.
Nah. Just tell them, ask them what they think we should do. We don't want to put people on the spot to say what they want to give us.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding.
So yeah, the question is going to be, what should we do, guys? Let us know what we should do in the comments. And we will... we'll stay for the outro.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for making it this far. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all those things.
Social media, Eigenbros on Twitter.
Yes.
Eigenbros.com. Instagram, Eigenbros. TikTok, Eigenbros2. And then, of course, audio, Spotify, Apple. And then, of course, if you're listening to audio, we're on YouTube as well. Yeah. So make sure you subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys next episode.
We'll see you next year.
2020, baby.
2020.
All
and
right.
with that, we sign off. I'm going to sign off like an anime character.
All right, guys.
All right, I'm going to do a Nardwar exit. Just say it.
Dude.
Just pose.